Hello and good evening. Welcome back to the Football Tribe UD channel. Robert Kesakos is your usual suspect. Always a pleasure to be back here on your favorite football channel to discuss the updates from the world of transfers. Like we've spoken before, news comes a bit thick and fast sometimes, so that's why we choose to get on here and bring you the latest from the world of transfers as they happen without wasting any further ado. So that's why we are here to give you an update in regards to what's happening as we speak. Announcements have been made, pursuits are being explored, while contracts have been signed as well. So those are some of the updates that we are going to be speaking about in this particular broadcast. So please be sure to follow everything and allow me update our topic so that we are not left out on anything. But where do we even start everything from? I think it would be plausible or it would be ideal for us to start at Liverpool, where today they have announced officially the signing of Milos Kerkez from AFC Bournemouth. Yes, they've completed the signing of Milos Kerkez and has been officially announced as a Liverpool player. That's there you have it from Liverpool. The 21-year-old Hungarian international joins Liverpool from AFC Bournemouth in a deal believed to be in the excess of £40 million. He was a target for a good host of clubs, but also had been recommended for some clubs, the likes of Real Madrid, because he is a very, very, very good player. He's another Hungarian international at Liverpool. Is Dominic Szoboszlai, so there will be that connection at least. But I mean, very, very young player, very good replacement for at least for the future going forward, knowing that or understanding that Andy Robertson is 31 years of age. Of course, he's a target for Atletico Madrid, but that notwithstanding, he is finally here. That's Milos Kerkez as the third summer signing for Liverpool. Remember, the first was Jeremy Frimpong for 35 million euros from Bayer Leverkusen, and that was followed by Brian Witt, who was signed for about 135 million euros from the same side. And now they have announced, at least officially, the signing of Milos Kerkez from AFC Bournemouth on a long-term contract. So, I mean, yesterday, excuse me, at his unveiling, here's at least a comment from him. I think everyone's dream is to win trophies, win the league, win the Champions League, and this club is meant for it. And that's my dream, and I'm going to give everything to reach that. So there you have it, from Milos Kerkez being unveiled and announced as a new Liverpool player. I can see LBC. LBC is asking who is gonna win, Inter or Fluminense. A bit of a hard one, but let's get to that question in just a bit as we first exhaust all our topics on here. But I mean, anything can happen. Anything can happen. But Inter do have the upper hand. Inter having made it to the finals of the the UEFA Champions League last season before losing 5-0 to PSG. I certainly do give them the upper hand, although Christian Chivu is yet really to impress, I think, majority of us. But at least I do give Inter Milan the edge over anybody else. So anyways, guys, so Milos Kerkez, another signing. That means Liverpool have 4 new players as we speak, because the other is the forgotten Mamadashvili, the goalkeeper that they did sign from Sevilla last summer and left him out there alone for a season-long run. He has already joined as the number 2, of course, and expected to be the long-term replacement for Alson Ramsey-Baker. But for now, he will be a number 2 because Liverpool did let go of Kelleher, who joined Brentford after Brentford had lost Mark Flecken to Bayer Leverkusen in a deal believed to be about 10 million euros, and then they signed Kelleher for about 18 million pounds. So that deal is equally all through. Moving away from that, Arsenal have also announced that have also announced the signing of a new contract by Miles Lewis Skelly. Yes, the 18-year-old hell-end graduate has renewed terms with Arsenal. He's put pen to paper on a 5-year contract that will keep him at the club at least for the next 5 years. I mean, he's only 18 years of age, so that means by the time we climax the 5-year contract or eclipse the 5-year contract, he will be only 23 years of age. So he still has a very, very long future ahead of him. They did release out a very, very nice video of him. I think it was him with the grandmother, taking him around the insides of the stadium. And then when he walks out of that tunnel, as he emerges out of that tunnel, his other family members, friends, and some of his teachers were out there in the stands waiting for him, which was quite impressive to see there. So congratulations, Arsenal fans! Congratulations, Miles Lewis Skelly, upon signing that new long-term contract with the Gunners. He was a mainstay in the starting 11 for Arsenal last season as a left back, and I think it may continue that way unless anything otherwise. But he did really look impressive. Naturally, he's a midfielder, but he's one of those players that they get to spot, that a manager or a coach spots and says, yeah, this one is a midfielder, but we could use him maybe at centre back, at left back, at right back, and things of that nature. So wouldn't be the first to convert, but predominantly he does love to play as a midfielder. So that's it for Miles Lewis Skelly. Of course, he made some comments in regards to as to why he's chosen to stay with Arsenal amid his reported interest from the likes of Real Madrid, who are monitoring his situation with the Gunners. And he said, I still have more expectations of myself. I want to achieve more. I want to strive higher. So he says it's a dream come true. I mean, for a youngster of his age, 18 years of age, a hell-end graduate, it's only understandable for it to be a dream. Really, really. Mariam Nalumansi, hello, I'm back in Uganda. What is good with Liverpool? Unfortunately, you've joined us. About 7 minutes late or 6 minutes late, but we started off with Liverpool, where we spoke about the official announcing of Milos Kerkez, who has officially joined the club from AFC Bournemouth in a deal worth to be in the excess of £40 million. That's for the 21-year-old Hungarian international. He joins fellow countryman in Dominic Szoboszlai at Anfield. But of course, he is the third signing for Liverpool. Just to remind you, after Jeremy Frimpong and Florian Wirtz, while Mama Dashville has already joined the club, having been signed last summer and left out on loan at Sevilla. That's the substitute goalkeeper or the understudy to Alson Ramsey-Baker. So that's the update from Liverpool. But also, there are more updates about Liverpool that we are going to be discussing in a bit. So just do stay with us for the length of this broadcast. So there you have it, Arsenal fans. Lewis Skelly is locked in. No worries, he won't be walking away. So next in line should be Ethan Nwaneri when it comes to contract renewals, as well as Bukayo Saka and William Saliba. Those are the three players. And perhaps a review or a renewal of contract terms for Leandro Trossard. That's what is left for Andrea Bata to complete with his backroom staff in terms of contract renewals for Arsenal. Still speaking about Arsenal, Kepa Arrizabalaga has today completed his medicals before completing a £5 million move from Chelsea to Arsenal as the number 2 goalkeeper to be behind David Raya, both Spanish internationals, 29 years of age, and then of course Kepa Arrizabalaga, 30 years of age. Very, very experienced goalkeeper. Fatrice Ali, hi, good evening, my brother. Thank you for rejoining us once again. You still live? Patrice Ali, this is not a continuation from the morning broadcast. This is a new broadcast, my brother. So it's not like I've been here the entire day. But thanks for asking anyways. So Kepa Arrizabalaga has completed his medicals and is bound to complete that deal to make the switch from Stamford Bridge to the Emirates Stadium. He will be Arsenal's second signing officially in this transfer window, having completed Martin Zubimendi. Yes, I know he's not yet been announced, but we do expect the announcements to come just in time. Possibly I hope Arsenal do not make us wait until July, but at least the expectation is that some of these deals should be, announced as soon as possible. But yeah, Kepa Arrizabalaga is joining Arsenal. Do let me know what your thoughts about Kepa Arrizabalaga. I know some Arsenal fans have gone tired of their club signing, what they term to be Chelsea rejects and things of that nature, but you can still let me know what the case is, what your thoughts are on that deal. Hey bro, I want to tell you that wow, will be famous in future. Thank you so much for Trust Adi. Thank you so much for your kindness. So yes, still speaking Arsenal, Christian Nogard. Yes, we did hear all about that yesterday, that Arsenal had made a bid in the excess of 11 million euros, about 10 million pounds, to sign the 31-year-old Dane from Brentford. Now, the reported fees are 10 million pounds plus 5 million pounds in expected add-ons to complete that deal. It's the kind of a deal that has sort of split Arsenal fans right, I wouldn't say right down the middle, but almost somewhere there in terms of overall opinion about the player. But although, because when you compare him with the player that they are trying to replace him with or for, in Thomas Partey, he does of course have better numbers overall as compared to Christian Nogard. The Yellow Dyke says, sup, God bless you, bro. Thank you so much, the Yellow Dyke. They are from Indonesia. Yes, from Indonesia, the Yellow Dyke. Thank you so much for the love and support. And thank you for joining us this evening. So, Christian Nogard, yes, of course, in terms of physicality, Thomas Partey was a better player. In terms of consistency, not injury-wise, but progressing the ball, anticipating the game, overall drive, and pushing the ball forward. Oh, close enough, Malaysia. Oh, yes. My apologies. Yellow Dyke. You're from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Apologies. I think I mistook you for somebody else. But thanks for the point of correction. Apologies. I'll do better next time. So, anyways, Christian Nogard, very, very good player, very consistent player, a very hard tackler, and good with the long pass. But overall, in sheer comparison, when you compare him with Thomas Partey, even if you are comparing numbers of Thomas Partey and those of Martin Zubimendi, who we all know is going to be in the primary holding midfield role, I think it's fair to say that the Thomas Partey has the better numbers. But overall, in the space of the 5 years he spent at Arsenal, he's managed only 2 seasons where he made more than 30 appearances in the Premier League, and that was last season, 2024-2025, and then the season of 2022-2023, when he made, I think, about 33 Premier League appearances. For his first 2 seasons at Arsenal, he made 24 appearances in each of those seasons, while in 2023-2024, he made only 14 appearances. So overall, his track record with injuries wasn't so great, and then when it came to renew his contract, the club could not find an agreement with the 32-year-old Ghanaian international, who apparently was requesting that they improve a little bit on his wages. Some sources say he was on a 200 grand a week, while other sources say it was 180k. But whatever the case was, Arsenal were not willing to budge on improving his wages. And also his demands were a 2-year deal, while Arsenal were only willing to offer a 1-year contract, perhaps with an option to extend for a further year. But since they did not reach an agreement, they've decided to part ways. It's okay, bro. Love to hear from you. Thank you so much for your kindness as well, for being very understanding on that matter. So, Christian Nogard has already been given the green light from Brentford to go and complete his medicals with Arsenal. However, by the time we did our morning broadcast, from what we did gather was that he had yet to agree on personal terms with the club on the length of his contract. Of course, it's not expected to be an issue, but that agreement was yet to be in place, and we do think it's been being worked on throughout the course of today, and we should expect further movement on that deal as soon as possible. Of course, tomorrow being Friday, literally the last official working day of the week, and then before we head into the weekend, let's hope that that deal can be completed, or at least reach the final stages by the time we complete tomorrow. So that's that in regards to Arsenal and those pursuits. However, Arsenal in the latest turn of events are pursuing Christian Mosquera. Now, Christian Mosquera will divide opinions amongst Arsenal fans, because why on God's green earth are Arsenal trying to pursue a deal to sign another defender? Yes, I know he's only 20 years of age. They are maybe looking at the future, but why are we discussing, another defender before Arsenal sign a striker? For goodness sake, how many defenders has Mikel Arteta signed ever since he walked through that door? I know he did not sign William Saliba, because that was a deal done during the era of Unai Emery, but ever since he walked through the Arsenal doors, he's signed Pablo Mari from Flamengo. He signed David Luiz. He signed Ben White. He signed Julian Timber. He did sign Gabriel Magalhaes. I think that was the first player the first player he signed in his first summer. That was after the completing the half season. Hi, Extroy. Yes, I do remember you, Extroy. Good to have you back. Thank you for being with us. Fatrus, okay, thank you so much. How did you feel, Fabrizio? How did you feel, Fabrizio, just post Raheem Sterling to Atletico Madrid? Here we go. I mean, let's sort of discuss that in a bit. But I mean, Arsenal fans, do let me know, what are your thoughts? And not just Arsenal fans, but all people that do follow the sport, that do follow the Premier League and football in general. What do you make sense of the fact that Arsenal are pursuing another defender? We're still counting those defenders that Mikel Arteta has so far signed. And we said Pablo Mari, Ben White, Gabriel Magalhaes, Julian Timber, Ricardo Carafiori, Jakub Kivio. That's 6 so far. I mean, 6 defenders. Takahiro Tomiyasu, all those are his signings. 6 defenders. And how many strikers has he signed? Only one striker he signed. And that was Gabriel Jesus. Do not tell me about Kai Havertz, because when he signed Kai Havertz, he said, we have brought him to strengthen our midfield. We see him as a midfielder. And once that did not click really well, that's when he was moved to play as the first 9. So please, Arsenal fans and football enthusiasts, do let me know, why on God's green earth are Arsenal exploring a deal to sign another defender when they already have so many defenders? As we speak, they have Carafiori, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, who just renewed his contract until June 2029. Kimba is there. Of course, Zinchenko is still available. Jakub Kivio, Takahiro Tomiyasu. Now, does their pursuit for Christian Mosquera, who is only 20 years of age, from Valencia, mean that they are going to let go of Jakub Kivio? Does that mean that maybe they are considering letting go of Takahiro Tomiyasu? Is that the case? I mean, he's out injured. We do not know when he's expected to be back at the moment. But the hope was that maybe he would return just in time for pre-season. But I mean, we'll wait to see. But we know that Arsenal are going to lose Alexander Zinchenko. They are open to letting him go, and AC Milan are interested, but they are yet to reach an agreement, especially on personal terms, while a transfer fee is not expected to be an issue. So, Patrice Ali are still asking about Raheem Sterling to Real Madrid. We're going to get to that in a bit. Personally, I've not yet seen it. I've not yet seen the Raheem Sterling news to Atletico Madrid, but we can entertain the thoughts. But let's first get done here with Arsenal. Please indulge me on this one. I'm really struggling to understand why on God's green earth Arsenal are pursuing another defender before they even let go of another, but more importantly, before they sign a striker. Why are they not making completing a deal for a striker, because that news was brought to us. Of course, it was first broken by an ex-handle called the Hand of God. Yes, the Hand of God, and then of course Ronaldo to Union City. Now, and of course, David Austin, the usual suspect, came in to say Arsenal working on a deal to sign Christian Mosquera from Valencia, 20-year-old currently prefers Arsenal option to 20-year-old currently Arsenal preferred option to strengthen centre back, entering final 12 months of his contract plus interest from other clubs. Now, in regards to interest from other clubs, among the majority of the clubs that have expressed interest in his signature were from the German Bundesliga, including Bayern Munich as well as Bayer Leverkusen. Now, that's according to Florian Plettenberg, who says that despite a verbal agreement with despite a verbal agreement with RB Leipzig, the club stepped back from the deal due to a significant recent increase in the asking price. Leverkusen and Bayern Munich were also keeping an eye on him. Now, Arsenal are in pole position. Now, like I said, why the rush? Arsenal. Okay, I understand he's a good player, maybe an opportunity in the market. He could come potentially a cheaper option than all the others. But it's not pursuing Christian Mosquera is not the surprise. But what makes it a surprise is the fact that Arsenal are prioritizing his signature over bringing in a striker. Why? We all know that Arsenal are interested in Dinhausen from AFC Bournemouth, and it's Real Madrid that won that race when they activated his £50 million release clause. And now, then we've had reports linking Arsenal with the move to Jarell Hato from Ajax, the 19-year-old Dutch defender, can play as a left back, but also as a centre back. And then we had rumors of Christian Mosquera, but then they sort of seem to lose momentum in the last 3 weeks or so. And yet now we are back, and Andrea Bata really apparently rates him quite highly, and they are exploring that deal to sign the 20-year-old Spanish defender from Valencia. Just to respond to your comments, yes, you said Raheem Sterling to Atletico Madrid. Here we go. I've not heard anything about Raheem Sterling in connection or in possibility of moving to Atletico Madrid. I mean, I'll take time and try and look out for that, but it's not something that I've read about. So I don't want to lie about that, even though you cited that it was by Fabrizio. I don't know which Fabrizio that you know, but the one I know in Fabrizio Romano, I've not had him say anything about it. But if I do, I'll come back and give you feedback. You say Ronaldo to Union City. Here we go. I don't know which Ronaldo are you talking about in this particular case, because Cristiano Ronaldo has renewed his contract with Al Nassr. It's a 2-year deal to see him remain at the Saudi Pro League outfit for the next 2 years. So that deal has been he has put pen to paper on that 2-year contract extension. So it's as good as a done deal as well. What do you think Union City qualified for the Premier League? Please indulge me, Patrice Ali. Which Union City are you referring to? What league do they play in? I wouldn't want to mix the Union City that I do know in with yours. So again, this is just part of a reaction from in regards to Arsenal's pursuit for Mosquera, and this was by Piers Morgan, one of the most vocal Arsenal fans that you'll find. What he said: "What we do not need any more defenders. We need a proper bloody striker." And I mean, he does share the sentiments of every Arsenal fan out there. But like I said, Arsenal, they had already expressed interest in signing a defender when they expressed their interest in signing Dinhausen from Bournemouth, and that deal did not work out. And they've been linked with all sorts of players. Now, also, we do have reports suggesting that Liverpool that Liverpool are advancing on a deal to sign Mark Gay from Crystal Palace. But again, those are still in the rumor corner. We are waiting for an official bid to go into Crystal Palace or to sell us back from Liverpool for the signing of Mark Gay, but it's yet to come. While Ibrahim Konate apparently wants to leave Liverpool at the end of his contract, he wants to run out his contract and then leave at the end of that contract. That's in June 2026, and his preferred destination would be Real Madrid. That's the 26-year-old French centre-back who has refused or who has turned down new contract talks or offers from Liverpool. Meanwhile, Arsenal are looking at Ebelechi Eze to strengthen their attacking options this summer. That's according to Ben Jacobs and Alex Crook of TalkSport. So, but we'll wait to see whether there will be any advances on Ebelechi Eze. But remember, Tottenham Hotspur are also monitoring the situation with Ebelechi Eze, who apparently has a £68 million release clause in his contract with Crystal Palace. Again, let's wait and see whether that deal will go through as well. Meanwhile, we spoke about Luka Modric. Is penning a move to AC Milan. That deal will go through. X-Train, bro, you remember me? Most definitely, I do remember you. X-Train, I do remember you. Thank you so much for being with us once again. This is according to Fabrizio Romano, who says more on Christian Mosquera and Arsenal story. Understand Spanish defender has already given his green light to the move. Mosquera is keen on joining Arsenal. The club has already explained the project. More round of talks to follow soon. That's Fabrizio Romano. Then Al Hilal, Theo Hernandez, and AC Milan have all set to get the deal sealed in the next few days. Verbal agreements have been in place since the start of this week. As revealed, the expectation is to complete the formal steps by next week, and here we go. Then Alvaro Morata to Como. Como want to sign. Oh, you're saying what are you saying? What am I saying? Are you guys able to hear me? Yeah, my audio is still fine. So I was saying X-Ray. I was saying I do remember you. Most definitely. I do remember you. Oh, I was just drinking some water. My throat is a bit dry. It feels like I'm catching a cold. So I was just drinking some water to so that I do not have that rusty voice when I'm doing this broadcast. But thank you for asking. So Como are interested in signing Alvaro Morata from AC Milan, and that deal is expected to go through. It's tea or coffee. It's not tea or coffee. It's neither of the two. It's just plain water really. But I would love to have a cup of coffee. It's just plain water to keep my throat well hydrated so that I do not crack my vocal cords. But thanks for asking. So we do expect Alvaro Morata to join Como with Francesc Sola Fabregas. But in a cup, yeah. Unfortunately, the water is in a cup, and sometimes it's usually in this bottle, the water. So I do love to take a sip of water during the course of my broadcast because I never know how long they're going to go on. Sometimes we do an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, sometimes we've done even 2 hours. So usually I could quench a thirst or two. What's your age? I'm in my 30s. And by the way, guys, in case you ought to know, my birthday is on Saturday. Yes, my birthday is coming up on Saturday. So please get the wishes flowing in, and perhaps the gifts coming my way. Are you a gym rat? Am I a gym rat? No, not really. Not really. Have I even ever been for a gym? I do not think so. Certainly not. Not really. But anyways, guys, those are some of the updates in regards to transfers, in regards to speculation, But we'll be bringing you more. We do have a late night broadcast. That broadcast does come at 11 p.m. East African time, which is usually around 1 a.m. Indian time. So I do understand. You're saying you're 30. Yes. Do I look older than 30 or do I look much younger? Extra. Why you literally are exclaiming? Do I look older or younger? Anyways, do you guys remember Demarai Gray, who played for Leicester City, and I think Everton? Yes, he's on the verge of joining Birmingham City from El Etfiq from the Saudi Pro League. That deal is also getting underway. Then, yes, okay. This is what I wanted to bring up in the, okay. Kepa Arrizabalaga, we've spoken about that one. Ebelechi Easy, yes, this is more on Ebelechi Easy story. This is according to Ben Jacobs, who says Arsenal have added Ebelechi Easy to their list of left-wing targets. Is Eze also being considered by Spurs? He has a £68 million body clause in his Paris contract. Rodrigo also remains of interest. Rio winger will discuss his future with Xabi Alonso before deciding whether to explore an exit. Real Madrid or Real are prepared to sell for around 90 million euros. So we've spoken about that. Then more still, the appeal. Why the appeal for Mosquera is because he can play as a centre back and right back. But then Arsenal have UM Timber can play centre back and right back. They do have Achu. Hi Achu, how are you doing, my brother? Good to have you back. And then Extreme said, you look like 21. I look like 21. Wow, thanks. That's a compliment. Hi Odin. Good to have you back on the channel. Odin is one of our usual suspects. Although he comes, says hi, and then he runs away. I do not know why he does that. But thank you so much, Odin. I still do appreciate you, my brother, for sparing the moment to even send in a hi. So you said you married. Would you like to give me your sister? Explain. You said I look 21. Thanks for the compliment. I'll take that as a compliment. By the way, I'm 19. You're 19. Okay, that's good. That's good. So, anyways, guys, that's the latest from the world of transfers. That's the update that I wanted to bring you guys in regards to all those players. Liverpool announcing Milos Kerkez. To respond to Mariam Nalumansi, yes, who did ask about the update from Liverpool. Like I said, Liverpool have entered negotiations with Napoli over the signing of Darwin Núñez, who is their primary target for a striker. That deal is being discussed between Napoli and Liverpool. Then Liverpool also want to sign a centre back, and Mark Gay is one of their targets. By the way, your wedding age is gone. My wedding age is gone. What do you mean? In our society or in our country, there's not such a thing as a wedding age. Really, it's not like that. And by the way, marrying here may not be as simple as you may consider it to be. I do not remember what country you told me you're from. I think India. You said you're from India, X-ray. But the context is quite different. So please understand that. But yeah, in regards to Liverpool, that's the update for you. Milos Kerkez is in, Florian Wirtz, Jeremy Frimpong. Now the attention turns to signing a centre back and a striker. But for a striker to be pursued, then Liverpool must have to first guarantee a move for Darwin Núñez, which they are currently negotiating over or having discussions over with AC Napoli. And then Kepa Arrizabalaga, we've spoken about him. He's completed his medical on the verge of joining Arsenal. Christian Mosquera given the green light by Brentford to travel for his Arsenal medical. We'll be giving you updates on that. And then Arsenal's Miles Lewis Skelly did sign a new contract, while the Gunners remain in pursuit for Christian Mosquera. We'll speak more about him in our late night broadcast. But Manchester United are also moving forward with their pursuit for Brandon Mbeumo, as well as being in the market for striker Victor Gyökeres, Victor Osimhen, Moises Kean, Hugo Ekitike, among all names among Manchester United shortlist for a striker, where couples can live together without marriage. Yeah, in Uganda that's possible, and it's called cohabiting. In Uganda, it's called cohabiting. You can live with your woman, quote unquote, your woman, before you officially get married, and you can get married whenever the finances allow you, because it's it's more about the finances involved as opposed to just the act of it to honor it. But yeah, but there are kinds of different kinds of marriage here. So here we do, in the series of marriage, people would do what we call a pre-visit. And during the pre-visit, that's when you, as the man intending to marry a woman, go to visit the parents of the woman to officially formalize or familiarize yourself with the other family. And then once that is done, you do the official customary wedding, which is called an introduction. So when you do an introduction or a giveaway ceremony, once you're done with that, then you go ahead and do the white wedding, and you do the white wedding. So there are 3 ceremonies involved. Officially, there are 3 ceremonies that you have to do for you to complete the act of wedding or marrying a woman in Uganda. I do not know how the criteria is for you guys that side, but feel free to let us know. You say living in a relationship, by the way, it's not good for girls. Oh, okay. Anyways, thank you so much, guys. It's been a pleasure being with you here for this late evening podcast. Let's catch again. Let's catch up once again later in the night for our subsequent broadcast. But do not remember the FIFA Club World Cup is on. Juventus are going to be up against Manchester City, while Wydad Casablanca are going to be up against Al Ain. Therefore, the Group G games are in the FIFA Club World Cup, and then Red Bull Salzburg at about 4 a.m. That's leading to the morning hours. We will be having Real Madrid up against Salzburg, and then excuse me, my voice is sort of struggling a bit here. Al Hilal will be up against Pachuca in the other game of Group H, there to complete the group stages, and then we head to the round of 16 for the knockout games. Extreme, you're saying don't go. You're saying I shouldn't go. I ought to go. I ought to go and rest a bit. It's sort of been a long day. Say namaste, namaste, namaste. I hope I said it correctly. But if I didn't say it correctly, I'm open. I'm open to learning. I'm open to learning, my brother. I'm open to learning. So, but thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for endeavoring to be with us for the course of this broadcast. Yeah, you understood. Oh, thank you so much. Much appreciated there. Okay, I think we've explored most of the important deals. We've explored most of the important deals. Then maybe briefly before I let you go, more on Benjamin Sesko and Victor Gyökeres. Sesko is the first option, but RB Leipzig want more money. Then Victor Gyökeres, who is a cheaper option, wants higher wages. They want higher wages. So that's where the challenge is. In Arsenal's pursuit for a striker, they prefer Benjamin Sesko, but his release clause and things of that nature, the transfer fee is in the excess of 80 million euros, which Arsenal do not want to pay for Benjamin Sesko, because 22-year-old Slovenian international, if you go boil it down to numbers, they're not as impressive as that of Victor Gyökeres. But when you look at the deal for Victor Gyökeres, is that, okay, when you factor in transfer fee, agent fees, and then the wages that he wants to have, quite astronomical. So we'll have to wait and see. Axel Twanzebe is undergoing a medical at Burnley ahead of a proposed move to Turf Moor as a free agent. 27-year-old defender out of contract at Ipswich Town, offered new Ipswich terms, but now set for Burnley, subject to ex-Manchester United player finalizing a deal. That's according to David Austin's The Athletic. There, let's wait on that, but that deal looks like will be happening. David Austin there giving us the update in regards to a deal for Axel Twanzebe. Anyways, guys, that's it. That's it for me. You go your hair. You go your hair. You look good. Thank you, Extreme. When I grow my hair, it sort of disturbs me. I hate like combing with the scratcher, so I prefer using just a brush. That's why I keep every 2 weeks I trim off my hair. So I prefer it shorter, and when I go to take my shower, I prefer when the water hits at the scalp of my head, and I feel that great relief. But thank you so much, guys. It's 40 minutes into the broadcast. It's been a pleasure doing this with you. Let's meet again next time. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of the evening. Bye bye.